I'm not staying. This is going to be very, very brief. I forget where I say things, like whether it's in someone's comment section, whether it's in my own comments, whether it's on someone else's live, whether I've spoken on someone's channel, whether I've said it amongst videos that I've already made. So what I wanted to do was just talk about Fight Club, okay, because a Fight Club is something that Sammy has brought up with relation to Kiely, Rodni, the group of friends, what these friends do. And, you know, I just can't stop thinking about the speech that Sammy made very early on. Sorry, I'll stop fiddling with my fucking hair. The speech that Sammy made very early on, talking about Kiely and, you know, who Kiely is and what Sammy would give to see Kiely again, right? So Fight Club is something that Sammy has said that Truckee youths, Truckee teens participate in. They fight. She said that sometimes people aren't in agreement about who's lost a fight, and she said another queer thing after that, but not this time. Okay, so the rules of Fight Club, you know, see if I can remember them. I know that the rule I want to talk to you about is the last one. It's number 8. So, you know, it's something like, first rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. Second rule of Fight Club, don't talk about Fight Club. Third rule of Fight Club, no shoes, no shirt. Fourth rule of Fight Club, only 2 guys at once. Fifth rule of Fight Club, if someone taps out, says stop, or passes out or whatever, the fight stops. Number 6, number 7, I mean, I can't remember, but I know it's number 8. I know it's number 8. First time, if it's your first time attending Fight Club, you got to fight. Now, it's said that Kiely Rodni had other plans for August the 5th, the night of August the 5th. She had other plans. But then Mags got a lift with Kiely, and it was sort of last minute. Kiely did end up going to the party. She took Mags to the party. Mags didn't hang around. Did Mags know Fight Club? Did Mags not want to be beholden to rule number 8? Makes you wonder. And yeah, so I can't get Fight Club out of my head. It's been mentioned, and we all know you don't talk about Fight Club, but it's mentioned. There are various rules, and you imagine that a teen Fight Club in Truckee are going to have similar rules, right? They're going to follow it. I wonder what other influences the literary, you know, Chuck has had on these teams in creating their activities. So we've got the knowledge that Fight Club happens. We know the rules of a Fight Club, right? We know the rules of Fight Club. We know that rule number 8 is if it's your first time, you must fight. Now, if someone really doesn't want to partake in Fight Club, a trick might be done to get them to have to fight, right? To bully them into fighting. We know Kiely is pretty. Does she or doesn't? I mean, it seems maybe from the side where, I think the musical side of the family is both sides. Well, indeed, I think Lindsay we've seen singing or playing guitar as well. But I think the influences and the inclusion there came from Sammy's father and grandfather. So, what was I saying that for? Sorry. What I'm trying to say is Truckee is probably a very specific type of place, but maybe Kiely just embodied it a little bit too much for other teens to feel comfortable with, right? Because she's quite threatening, because she's recorded music. Not with the bluegrass band, we're talking about reaching out and creating, her own sound on her own, singing on tracks with a group called Crepe, which of course, could be a cheeky misspelling of creep, but crepe, of course, whilst being a creep, also rhymes with right? So she recorded a track with them. Had she broken up with Jagger? Was she dating an older guy that was with this party? Is that why she stayed at the party in Truckee at the sanctuary? I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to make this so quick because I literally have this much battery on my phone. So Fight Club keeps coming up. It was mentioned by Sammy. And when Sammy's first talking in interviews and, at rallies, so to speak, she says things like, and I would tell Kiely, keep fighting. When we've already just heard about Fight Club, and then she's saying this, my tiny little brain, my little cogs up here are going, huh? I mean, that rhetoric is, there's something in the verbiage there, right? I mean, okay, well, was Sammy convinced that Kiely was abducted, so she really needs to just keep fighting for her life, believe that she's going to be rescued, saved, save herself, whatever, right? Maybe, but with that Fight Club thing, because she also then goes on to say in the same sort of interview or press release, or press conference or whatever, or rally, and if I could see her now, if she was here now and found, I would just throw her to the ground. I would just, tackle her to the ground kind of thing. And show us so much love. So show much love or hate or what? I mean, I don't know. You just, this is the thing when you're looking from the outside in. You've got to be so aware that your mind and your emotions can play tricks on you, and you can make all these imaginings, right? So, I mean, there are 100 things I think about, the kids in Truckee and what might have happened to Kiely and who the groups were and what they are and what they really think of her or whatever, right? And what the connections might be between each of the children sexually or otherwise. But I'm not going to talk about it, but this is something that I can talk about because these are things on record, and it's making me uncomfortable. And I just hope that it's just because this is what true crime does to you, it makes you feel uncomfortable, makes things get away from you in a way. But yeah, that first rule of Fight Club, the 8th rule of Fight Club, if it's your first time there, you must fight. Kiely not really expecting to be at the sanctuary, not planning to be, but was actually there taking mags, and older people being there, the fact that even if there is footage that the police have managed to get hold of, we don't see it. Is this because, well, people know when you're filming Fight Club, you don't release it, or, you know, post it, upload it, whatever. So maybe there's Fight Club at the lake. Maybe Kiely didn't know that that's what's going on. All the other kids seem to dress in this sort of as if they're going to, I know the 90s are in, but they seem more like they're dressing to a costume party rather than because they like the era. You know, Kiely doesn't seem like the baggy t-shirt kind of gal, right? And she doesn't have to be. And, you know, girls of those ages can be so cruel and hate people. You know, Kylie's recording music, and not just bluegrass music, but, you know, cool music, you know, by her peers, with slightly older people. She can carry off very sexy clothing. She just seems naturally pretty. It's hard to catch her in a bad picture sort of thing, right? Yeah, the frenemy thing is still alive and well. Of course it is. It's one for the ages. So, I don't know. I just wondered, what do you guys think about the idea of Fight Club? The fact that there would be rules, the fact that Kiely might have been tricked into going, sorry about this lighting, I just can never get this right, can I? I'll make more effort one day. I do actually, I mean, I do have my, remember my little, these little lantern things that I used to hang up, and they have a little bit of light. Anyway, maybe I'll work out how to get those hung up somewhere. But maybe there was a fight club. Maybe she's tricked somehow, abandoned by her friends on purpose, or maybe abandoned by the one that was still there after a fight because it didn't go so great, or maybe they brutalized her or something. I mean, I don't want to think these things, right? I'm hoping that soon, real information can be released by law enforcement and other authorities, whomever they might need to be, whether it's the California Highway Patrol, whether it's the Nevada State Police or local sheriff office in Truckee, the FBI. I mean, all these people have been involved. I hope we just get something soon that can put this all to rest, put our minds at rest. You know, is it, yeah, you don't want to think, okay, well, is it better? Do people like Sammy think it's better to be thought of as just a really bad friend who abandoned somebody at a party, as some sort of distraction from, well, it was more than just that, because something did actually happen. So, you know, they feel like they can admit to abandoning someone. I don't know. This isn't very clear either. You know, I thought this would be 3 minutes just saying Fight Club, rule number 8, Kiely not planning to go to the sanctuary, and some sort of ruse to get her there, Mags wanting a ride, Kate and Jagger and Reno together, the things that Sammy says about, I would tell Kiely to keep fighting. Is this all just a terrible coincidence? Did she really just think that Kiely had been taken into trafficking? You know, or do they just know that they did the wrong thing and left Kiely open for misadventure, and they feel guilty for some reason, for abandonment, for plying with drugs and alcohol, possibly, I don't know. And this whole I mean, the name of that band that she sang with, Crepe, which makes crepe. You know, I mean, who knows what crepe means, right? But you spell crepe out of crepe. And crepe rhymes with drop the C. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I don't like when you start going down this road of maybe overanalyzing every little thing that people have said and done. I mean, it really might be important. It might be a clue, but who are we to say? I mean, Sammy seems so off, right? But maybe she's just an over-dramatic, actually quite nerdy girl who hasn't really had enough guidance in life. Maybe there's jealousy. Maybe there's true love and support for Kiely. I don't know. But I hope these things mean nothing. I hope that from when I first heard her say Fight Club and then using that rhetoric to do with Kiely, I hope it's nothing. I really hope it's nothing. I hope nothing's happened. I mean, I still think that Kiely, however it happened, I think most likely as she was driving her car, maybe she was, these are horrible thoughts, being chased out of Prosser and run into the lake. I don't know. I don't think so. Even if something horrible happened that we're not learning about, that people are trying to hide, like a fight club, it's just awful to imagine. It's hard to imagine, but we know these things happen. But generally, right, okay, this teen-on-teen violence and everything, and this mass bullying, this awful bullying, and choosing someone to kill, what we usually see are the perpetrators being picked up, being found, being charged and taken to trial very quickly. They always, it's always so obvious, they always screw up, and they're always deeply disturbed in ways that we can really recognize. You don't need to try to see through such a mask. And so that it doesn't seem to fit. It could just be a lot of people trying to think about their futures, right? And thinking that they just have to be quiet when maybe they know a fight went on. Maybe they know, yeah, well, you know, they have contributed to the delinquency of minors. And yeah, they did leave Kiely there. No one was looking after her. I think she most likely, no matter what's happened before, right, and who likes whom and who's done what to whom, I think it's most likely she's driven into the lake herself. She's tried to clamber into the rear. I mean, you can see my little video that I made, the drawings of this a little while ago. And that's the most likely, no matter what else has gone on, right? So, no, I don't think people have pushed her and her car into the lake. I just don't. But, you know, I think there's a lot of people thinking about their futures. Anyway, thank you for whomever has watched this now and whoever will watch it in the future. It's a funny little video. Sorry again, but yeah, I just wanted to put that down there about Fight Club, because that is one thing that is quite strongly, you know, giving me little zaps. And I hope that it's all sorted out soon. You know, it's just, as with Delphi, you just want it solved, closed, done, to shut down, you know, people like me and others who do all this speculating and wondering, and because you come up with more and more wild things, right? And okay, sure, truth is stranger than fiction, but sometimes, you know, life is also rather plain, and we must keep thinking of Occam's razor as well. Yeah. It's kind of unfair that people, I won't say I'm a creator, but people that upload videos and things and want to talk about cases, I said this last night anyway, but it's not fair that if you see how ludicrous some things are and you want to really speak up about them, you're just told that you're clearly naive and a complete moron and you don't look deep enough into things. That's not the case. You're trying to qualify things as you go and see what really works and what doesn't, and not take off on flights of fancy, preferably not taking others with you. Anyway, I'm going to go because I'm just warbling on.